Yeah, I would actually love to sit down and talk to him and ask him, had I? I must have, the next time if we get talking to him, a proper conversation with him, I'll say it to him, there we are, we're live anyway. So we'll just wait for a lot of ones to come on. I say to them it'll be between 7 and 15 anyway. It's just a wee bit after 15, so we're not really that late. We'll just take a wee down the round. Look around. He said the mound was round here. Huh? He said the mound was round here. Plaguey Hill, that they call it. That's where the victims of the plague and the famine and all are. The playpen. So we'll just take a little walk about until people tune in. I'll take a few screenshots as well. There's one person has joined us. Hello, whoever that one person is. You're very welcome. Ah, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Irene. With 3 people. Who's the third one? See, just bear with us, guys, till a few more tune in. We are at our location. I would love it if there was actually tombs we could walk into. There's all... Hey Jacqueline, hey Morris, hey Margaret. Huh? You hear them? Is it a cat or a banshee? Stop now. Is it a cat or a banshee? Hey Randy, hey Sally, hey Sal. So we have a few people watching now. So good evening, guys, and welcome to Thursday night's investigation of the Paranormal Shenanigans team. It's Pabs here, along with the lovely Clodagh. Hello. We're up in Belfast this evening, guys, at a location called Friars Bush Graveyard. One of the most haunted graveyards in Ireland and the UK, and we're really excited to be here this evening, for the simple reason our team have exclusive access to this graveyard. There has been many paranormal investigation teams over the years who have been well established, have been running 20-25 years. None of them have ever got permission to investigate in here, but we have, and that's why we're really excited to be up here. I keep saying down, but Belfast is north of Newry, so we're very excited to be up here. We're just going to take a little walk about, guys, just to get our bearings, because this was such a difficult graveyard to get permission to investigate in. This is both myself and Clodagh's first time in here, so we don't know our way about. So please bear with us, guys, till we get our bearings. For those just joining us, as I said, it is our first time in this graveyard, because it's been so difficult to get permission to investigate. So we need to find our bearings ourselves before we do start trying to contact any spirits. And believe me, guys, from the stories I've heard of this place is full of spirits. It's a very old graveyard too. There's one 1872, 1895, 1897, 1845. 1717. Clodagh's just 1717. Clodagh just spotted a 1717. So it is a very old graveyard. Now, rumour has it, and nobody knows whether this rumour is true or not, but people have said that this graveyard has been around since the time of St. Patrick. A lot of people have said St. Patrick originally founded a church on this site, but that has been disputed many, many times over the years, and it has neither been proven or disproven. So nobody really knows the truth. All we do know is that I'll give you a little bit of history of the graveyard, as I usually do. Hey Tara, hey sis. I'll give you a little bit of history like I usually do. You know, it goes back till at least the 14 or 1500s anyway. It's probably one of the oldest graveyards in the north, possibly Ireland as a whole. And the victims of the plague are buried in this graveyard, and also the victims of I'm not going to use the Irish famine, because I don't like using the word famine. It wasn't a famine, it was blatant genocide by the British. That's what it was. And the victims of the British genocide are actually buried in this graveyard too. So, you know, it does sort of set you up for a lot of very restless spirits, maybe angry spirits, who died tragically. And certainly, guys, as I walk around here, I'm starting to get a pain in my head, something that has never happened to me on an investigation before. Starting to get a real pain at the back of my head. So you would have had people who died before their time from the plague, people who were murdered during the Great Hunger, the genocide. This graveyard has a reputation for people being attacked, people being pushed, people being punched, slapped. Visitors of the graveyard, they've also reported people whispering in their ear, and when they've turned round, there has been nobody about. Belfast City Council won't even do any more tours in this graveyard. It's closed to the public. That's why when I said that we have exclusive access, I meant we have exclusive access. Nobody gets in here. So that's why I'm very, very grateful to the people, and I'm not going to mention their names. I'm very grateful to the people who gave us permission to investigate here this evening. So here we go. As I said, we'll just take a walk around the place. One of the funny facts, folks, is that the inventor of the Belfast bop, you know, the Belfast bop, the big bop with a load of sausages in it that you get for your breakfast in the morning. The inventor of the Belfast bop, he's buried in this graveyard. He's up along the front wall, you know. So that's just a little bit of history. You know, in the early days it was a mixed graveyard. There was Catholics and Protestants buried here, but then it became one of the main Catholic burial sites, and I think it was 1867 or 1897. It was then closed for burials when Milltown Cemetery took over as the main Catholic burial site in Belfast. So as I said, it is a real pleasure to be investigating here this evening. When I was creating the events a couple of days ago, I didn't put the Holy Grail of investigations here for nothing. So, very, very old graveyard. The only thing you might hear from time to time, guys, we're very near Belfast City Airport, and we'll hear the planes overhead from time to time, but apart from that, we shouldn't be disturbed. We're quite well away from the main road itself. So as I said, I just wanted to have a little walkabout because it's myself and Clodagh's first time here, because as I said, it's such a hard place to get permission to investigate, you know, so obviously our first time here, we don't know our way about. Just want to walk around, get our bearings. We went live because we thought we would take you guys on a little adventure with us. I can see a lot of people have turned off already. Well, you know, for people who just want to automatically tune in and expect us to contact ghosts straight away, that's not the way it is, guys. You know, a paranormal investigation, what makes a paranormal investigation is for the people doing it actually to give information about the place and a little bit of history, so the viewers know why we're investigating it. So And I have waited such a long time to get investigating this place that I'm going to take my time walking around and just appreciate the beauty of the graveyard, and also to take a few screenshots in the hope that something might come out. So I hope we do have our regular screenshot takers on here with us this evening. I know Ryan, you're a good man for taking the screenshots, and Margaret and Jacqueline and Catherine, and there were some absolutely brilliant screenshots taken from Tuesday night's investigation up in Kilbrony. Where's that from? Does that say? See, that's been not wasted away. You can't really see the date. See, it's something 60.
74.
Right. I'll just see what it says here. That's 1870. I would say a lot of the oldest graves would probably be in the middle. So you can see all the headstones there. That's 1834. So yeah, so just bear with us, guys, if you can. Ah yes, Tara, it's nice to know that somebody appreciates the history. You know, when we do investigations, I love the history as well. And especially when I'm watching paranormal investigations myself, I just know there's a good Scottish group of investigators I follow called Project Paranormal. And I love watching them because they always give the history of the place as well. And I believe it's an important part of the investigation. So we've taken a walk around the graveyard. We're going to go around. Hello, Brian. We're going to go around to an area known as the Playpen or the Plaguey Pit. And basically, there's a plaque all around here too. It's where the victims of the plague and all were buried. And the famine, here's erected in memory of the famine victims of Belfast, 800 of whom are interred in Friars Burst Cemetery, 1847. We are in Friars Burst Cemetery in Belfast. Danielle, Karen, Karen says, hey Pops and Clodagh. Danielle, when was the last time it was used? The last time the cemetery was used, Danielle, I think it was 1897 it was used. We'll just take a walk around this. We haven't explored this section yet. So we'll just explore around here, guys, and then we'll take a little walk back to where the victims of the famine, or the Great Hunger as I call it, were buried. Then we'll just we'll do a spirit box EVP session, motion sensor light session there, as we usually do. Then we'll just take another walk around. We'll have the spirit box with us, basically because it's our first time here. We've never been here before. When we actually come away from where the victims of the Great Hunger are buried, we'll just take a walk around and we'll have the spirit box and we'll just ask questions in general, and hopefully spirits will come up and contact us. As I said, I have waited a long time to investigate this place, and I'm just guys, hey, well, guys, can I please ask you not to private message me when I'm streaming? I'm not being rude or anything, but it does make me lose concentration if I have to press the chat head and start replying to people. If Facebook is messing about, that's not the fault of me. Report it to Facebook, not me. You know, I'm not being rude or anything, but, you know, if Facebook's messing about, it's not my fault. So what do you all think of this graveyard so far, guys? I know we haven't done much contacting of the spirits yet, but that will come in time. Just be patient. And here's the area known, here guys, we're just going to turn right. This is the area known as the Plaguey Pit. This is where victims of the plague were buried. So I'm just going to get a screenshot here, because I do believe around these areas, you know, the site where the victims of the Great Hunger are and where the victims of the plague are, I do believe we will get a lot of spirit activity around here. So we'll get a few photographs, a few screenshots. The regular screenshots takers, if you can jump into action tonight, and as usual just send me the screenshots after the investigation. I had a load of them to analyse after Tuesday night's investigation. I had about nearly 200 to look through, plus analyse the video again. When I looked through when I listened through the EVP player again that we did inside the ruins of the church, there was no voices came up, so there was nothing came through on the EVP. And we'll do another EVP session here tonight as well, because at this minute in time I am getting the feeling that, well, we're not alone basically, there's spirits with us. So you want to just take the motion sensor light out there, Clodagh? Is it? So we'll just, hey Jimmy, so we'll just get the motion sensor light. I think it's this side, is it? We'll just get the motion sensor light, guys. We'll put it down and we'll start asking a few questions. We'll try to start making a wee bit of contact, okay? I do apologise that we are a little bit all over the place this evening, but as I've said a couple of times already, because it's such a hard place to get to investigate, it's our first time here, so we just had to take a walk round to get our bearings and get a little bit used to the place. Oh shit. Don't tell me I have left it in the house. Holy shit, guys, I hope I have not left the motion sensor. Oh, batteries. If there's only batteries in there, then it should be in the other pocket then. I think. Just bear with us, guys, till we get the motion sensor light. I forget which pocket I put it in. I'm near sure it's in the bag. You got it, yeah? Thank you, Clodagh. Thank you very, very much. Panic stations there for a while, folks. I thought I'd forgotten the motion sensor light. Where was sticker down? This is the Plaguey Pit, yeah. This is the Plaguey Pit here. So, suppose we'll just set the light down anywhere and we'll ask a few questions then. I'll just take a screenshot, guys, while Clodagh's doing that. Take a couple of screenshots, just wait for the light to go off again so we can start asking questions. Let me see. Guys, I know some of you are asking questions. I will try my best as I possibly can to answer as many questions as possible. So just stand a good bit away from the lights. Let me see. Well, that's it, guys. Team USA are having their first investigation at the weekend, if the weather permits. So, what I want you to do, like you do on the investigations over here in Ireland, I want you to give Team USA a big fucking heads up and massive support and a big love heart from every one of us and a big good luck, okay? Because it was a real honour that they actually chose to investigate under the banner of Paranormal Shenanigans, and it's a great privilege to have them as part of the team. So, you know, we really do wish them the best of luck this weekend in their first live investigation. Happy days, Sal. Good. Okay, guys. Good evening, spirits. My name's Pabs, and this is my friend and co-investigator Clodagh. We'd just like to point out, spirits, we are not here this evening. We are here with respect and love. We are not here to cause harm. We are not here to scare you and cause you any offence. We are just here to try and make a little bit of communication. And we would appreciate if you would do your best to communicate back with us and, if possible, tell us a bit of your story. So we'll try making a bit of communication with the late first guys. So, is there any spirits here that would like to come forward and make contact with us? If there is, please go and stand beside that little device that Clodagh placed on top of the pole.
You don't have to stand beside it, you can just walk past.
Walk past it, even as Clodagh says, yeah. And it will light up and let us know that you are present here. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm glad to see you wishing Team USA the best of luck. Oh, here we go.
Hi.
Hi, Spirit. So we have our first confirmation, folks, that we have a spirit among us. I was actually supposed to have a new motion sensor light delivered today. I said delivery would be the 5th of March, but it never turned up. I was hoping to take it with me this evening, but unfortunately we'll have to leave it until the next investigation. Can you please confirm if that was a male spirit who managed to turn on that light?
If you just want to walk past it to confirm whether you are male or female, even just walk past it.
So it's not a male. So as Clodagh says, if you're a female, walk past it or stand beside it, just to confirm to us. Are you a child spirit? See, sometimes it will light up, you know. What people don't realise, you'll get spirits walking around all the time. Not every one of them will want to communicate. And sometimes the light will just light up if a spirit walks past, but the spirit could be on its way somewhere else. It might not want to stop and communicate. It just so happens that it walked past the light and lit it up. I believe that's actually what happened on a few occasions. Especially last week out at that house just off the towpath, the big house sort of barn place that we investigated and got very little evidence. I believe that's how the light lit up on a few occasions. It was just spirits that didn't want to contact us, but were just on their way through, you know. Hey, Sandra.
It's burning.
I can smell burning, yeah. Don't know where it's coming from though. Yeah, I just smell burning, guys. Don't know where it's coming from. Just pan around here. Bear with us a wee second. Just well, Clodagh noticed that. No, can't see any sign of a fire or smoke coming from anywhere. No. So we're not getting much luck, guys, over here at the pit where the victims of the plague are allegedly buried.
Are you a victim of plague?
Oh yeah, we know we're definitely being watched, Catherine. I can definitely feel a few people surround us. I'm actually going to come over here and stand beside Clodagh, guys, just so you can actually hear her asking the questions. Now, Clodagh just asked a question was the spirit a victim of the plague and the light has come on. So it never verified whether it was male or female, because the first question I asked, was there a spirit here, and the light came on. That's only the second time it's come on, and Clodagh asked, was it a victim of the plague, the spirit? And so it has just confirmed that it has been a victim of the plague. Yeah, the stones are beautiful, Catherine. Or Tara, sorry. And can you tell us, Spirit, were you an adult victim of the plague?
Is that where the children were? Is that where all the children were from?
I think they were all buried in together.
Has to be a child.
Catherine said the smell of burning might be actually the spirit of communication. Another thing too, Catherine, I actually think the smell of burning, it could be the residual haunting, the replay, because I think the victims of the plague, to stop the spread of disease, I think when they were thrown in the mass graves, their bodies were actually burnt. You know? So maybe that's what the smell of burning could be. It could be the residual haunting smell of the bodies of the plague victims being burnt. So, but we're not getting much success here, guys, so I think we might just move elsewhere and maybe come back here later on, because you know, the plague was sort of a very, very hard time for people. You know, people would have died slow, painful deaths. And it wouldn't have been a very nice death, you know, dying from the plague. It would have been slow and painful. I would say maybe the spirits are maybe a bit wary of Clodagh and myself. And just as I said that, the light lit up. So that could be the truth, you know, because sometimes, guys, it will take a spirit time to trust people who are still on the human plane, you know, still in the plane of the living. And you know, there's places we do go, we pick up on spirits right away. The spirits have no problem communicating with us. But as I said, you know, it was a very, very trying time, a very, very hard, difficult time of the time of the plague. You know, and as I said, because of the plague and because of the great hunger, you might have a lot of maybe restless spirits here tonight who might take sort of, who might object to, you know, communicating. Maybe not want to communicate. So we're just going to have to give them time, guys, to get used to us. And as I said, you know, we're here not to cause any harm or offence. We're here with respect, and hopefully they'll come to see that, and maybe later on we'll come back again and things might be different. So we'll go round to the famine plaque. We just took a few screenshots there, guys. Spirits, we realise you might be wary of us, so we're just going to... Now, do you see that?
Yeah.
As soon as I said spirits, we realise you might be wary of us. The light came on. So it's showing us that maybe the spirits here in this section maybe don't want us here at the minute. Maybe they're not ready to communicate. But just know, spirits, we're going to go round now to a different section. If we do have time to come back, maybe you might reconsider and just realise that we are not here to cause you any harm. I can promise you that. So we'll go round to where the victims of the Great Hunger and the genocide are buried, and we'll see if we have any luck round there. There's really no point, guys, doing a spirit box session, because the communication through the motion sensor light at the minute has told us that the spirits don't. The spirits where the plague victims are buried, the spirits there don't want to communicate with us at the minute. There's really no point on taking out the EVP recorder or the spirit box, because if they don't want to communicate, nothing's going to come through. So, and we also have to watch our time here as well, guys, because at 9 PM, did I lose Clodagh? Oh shit, I went on without her. I shouldn't be fucking leaving her alone back there in this graveyard. Look, Clodagh, I'm sorry I left you behind there on your own. I thought you were behind me. I thought you were... See, as I was saying, guys, we need to get this investigation wrapped up as soon as possible too, because myself and Clodagh have the 9 PM bus to get back to Newry. Did it come on again? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go round to where the people of the famine or great hunger are buried. We'll do a spirit box session, and then we'll go back round to where the people, the victims of the plague, are buried. Maybe when we go back round, they'll be ready to communicate. Because I'm just aware of our time constraints as well, you know. Hopefully, guys, if we don't really get a good investigation here this evening, we will come back someday during the summer when we have more time. And because we will be allowed back in here to investigate again, that I do know. So if we don't get a good investigation here this evening, maybe we'll come back again, hopefully just give the spirits something to think about and to realise that we're not here to harm them in any way. You know, they would have had a horrible experience, Karen. Dying from the plague would have been a slow, painful death. Brian says halfway down on the right hand side there has been a Victorian woman has been seen. That's right, Brian, there's been quite a lot of spirits seen in this graveyard, and also reports of people being physically touched and physically attacked, and also spirits coming up and whispering in people's ear. So I will say one thing, spirits, you don't have permission to attack me or hurt me, but to let me know that you are here, you do have permission to come over and tap me on the shoulder or tap me on the arm, just to let me know that you are here. Sorry guys, I'm just taking a little drink of juice because my mouth is very, very dry. So here we are at the plaque of the Belfast victims of the Great Hunger, or the genocide. So we're going to do a quick spirit box session here, folks. And as usual, if you hear anything, because I'm deaf, or partially deaf in one of my ears, if you hear anything, just type it into the comment section. So here we are, folks. So good evening, spirits. I'm Pabs and this is Clodagh. And you know, we realise we're victims of the Great Hunger here in Ireland, and we are not here to harm you in any way. We are here with a lot of love and respect, and hopefully to hear your story. So if we have any victims of the British genocide here with us, can you please come forward and make contact with us? If there's any spirits whatsoever at all, please do not be afraid to come forward. Yeah. We are here to hear your story. That's it, Margaret. Show us all them love hearts. Do the same as Margaret, guys. I'll put the spirit box over this side, guys, just so Clodagh can hear it as well. But there doesn't seem to be anything coming through at the minute. Have we got any male spirits among us? Have we got any female spirits among us at the minute? Oh, there's somebody trying to get through there. What I might actually do is slow the sweep down ever so slightly, guys. I'm going to slow it down from 100 to 150. So hopefully, spirits, this might make it a little bit easier. If there's anybody here that would like to talk to us, come and speak into this little device that I am holding in my hand. Oh, the spirit that just tried to come through there, can you please identify yourself, tell us your name? How many spirits do we have with us this evening? Please don't be afraid to come forward and contact us, to talk to us. Oh, who is that? Did any of you guys catch what was said there, folks, by that lady? So to that lady who just spoke there, can you come through and tell us your name, please? Can you tell us if you were a victim of the great hunger that took place here in Ireland? Margaret and Jacqueline heard 6 spirits. Tara heard 6. So if there are 6 spirits here with us at the minute, Karen heard 7. If there are 6 spirits here with us at the minute, can somebody please come forward and speak on behalf of all of yous? Oh, who was that? That was a male spirit. So can you please confirm if yous were the victims of the Great British genocide and hunger that took place in our country? I heard what too. So I repeat the question. Can you please tell us if you spirits were the victims of the Great British genocide and hunger that took place in our country? Can you tell us, spirits, if you are still very, very angry at what happened all them years ago? There was a couple of words there came through. And can you please tell us, spirits, if you have found peace since your passing? What happens to us when we die, spirits? Where do we go to? Do not be afraid to use my energy or use Clodagh's energy to try and come through to speak more clearly. I have no problem with you using my energy. Oh, And can you tell me, are you still very, very angry at what the British did in this country? When I asked were they still angry, Catherine heard, of course. And can you tell us, spirits, is there anything that we can do to help us relieve your anger? Is there anything we can do to help you find peace?
What is that?
I heard yes too. If the answer is yes, please just tell us what it is we can do. I heard something saying there was a word and then it said tonight. Because spirits, the story of the great hunger and genocide that occurred in this country, it is now being told all over the world. And people know that it wasn't a famine. People know that it was genocide and it was a hunger. And people the world over are supporting you, the victims of the genocide. All the people buried here in this graveyard that were victims of the Great Hunger, were all of you from Belfast? Is there any spirits from any other cities? Oh. Spirits, please try and come a little bit closer to this little device that I have so that we can hear you properly, and try and speak as slowly as you can. I heard Belfast. If you want us to be able to listen to your story and tell your story, please speak as slowly and as clearly as possible. Is it okay? Is it okay, me and my friend being here to listen to your story? He did, Margaret. He said lots of them. That's what I thought I heard. Because remember, spirits, everybody around the world knows what the British did here was genocide. Everybody around the world knows that the British starved the Irish people and that it was not a famine. It was genocide and a great hunger. So please, spirits, if you're stuck between Earth and the spiritual plane, please do not be angry anymore. Please do not be resentful. Please move towards the light and into a new realm where you will find peace and harmony. That is our wish for every single one of you that are buried here in this graveyard. For you to find peace. Oh yes, don't worry, Sally, we will be checking the time. Don't worry, Sally. Yes, I think I heard accent as well, Jacqueline. So spirits, myself and my friend, as we said, we are here to become your friends. We know it was a very difficult time that you went through. We know, it must have been very, very agonising and painful. But it's over now, and people know the truth of what the British did here in Ireland. So please move towards the light. Please move into the spirit world, the next world, where you will be able to live in peace and harmony for eternity. We are very pushed for time tonight, but we are going to come back someday soon when we have more time. We are going to come back and visit you again. Oops. See, there's a lot of words coming through, but they're speaking too fast. So spirits, can you tell us, is it okay if my friend come back here sometime? Can me and my friend come back here and visit you again? I wonder what that was. Just please say yes or no. Liz, I thought I heard that too as well, Catherine. Guys, there's a plane passing overhead, so we're not going to hear anything for the next minute, maybe. 8:05. So you are happy, spirits, if we come back and visit you again and talk to you again? Because Karen and Ryan said they heard yes. And Catherine heard Karen. Okay, spirits, I'm going to turn off this device here. And I'm going to just turn on another device for the last couple of minutes, okay? So please stay with us and bear with us. So I'll tell you what, guys, I just turned the spirit box off there for the simple reason I want to do an EVP session, because with the planes passing overhead and the noise of the traffic going up and down outside the walls of the graveyard, it can be very hard to hear here on the location what the spirits are saying. It is much easier for you at home to hear. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on the EVP device. We're going to ask much the same questions. And what I will do, I'll analyse the EVP when I get home. And whereas we didn't get anything on Tuesday night, I'm quite confident of getting something tonight on the EVP recorder. What was I going to say, Clodagh, do you want to put the light on top of the thing, and we'll stand back and ask a few questions? So Clodagh's just going to put the motion sensor light on top of the plaque, and we're just going to stand back and ask a few questions when the light goes off, because even though we've waited to investigate this places for ages, we are very, very pushed for time this evening, because we do have to get our bus back to Newry, which leaves at 9 o'clock. It is now coming on 8:10. We have to finish up the investigation and then walk back to the bus station. It's a good 20-25 minute walk from here, and we actually have to lock up this graveyard as well, and just post the keys through the owner's letterbox. So there's the light off. So could he? Oh, there's come on again. Come on again without us even asking a question, guys. So I'm not going to ask if there is any spirits here, because it is obvious there is. As we heard a few of you trying to get through on the other device. Now spirits, this is a different device I have in my hand, and it works similar to the first device I was using. Whatever questions I ask, please come up and just speak into this device. And I might not be able to hear you right away, but I will listen to it later on. And if you tell me what you want me to do, how me and Clodagh can help you, then when I analyse this device later on, I will do my best. We will do our best to help you in any way we can. So first of all, I just want to say, haven't even asked a question and the light's coming on. Let us ask a question, guys, please. Just wait for the light to go off now. Please wait till we ask a question for spirits. So spirits, if you are okay with me and Clodagh coming back here to talk to you again. Can you please make that... Oh. I didn't even get to finish the question, guys. I just said if you are okay with me and Clodagh coming back here, the light came on. So... But also, please, Spirit, speak into this little device as well. Please tell us yes or no into this device so I can listen to it later. Also, spirits, if you are still angry and resentful towards the British for what they did, please come and speak into this little device here. And you can light up the light as well if you like. And please come and tell me if yous are going to be willing to move into the next world. Into a world of peace and harmony. And also I would like to know, because we heard a couple of men and women adult voices coming through. Is there any child victims of the Great Hunger here amongst us? Please speak into this little device. And that's basically all I have to ask, spirits, on the EVP recorder. So I'll just turn this device off. Because we are... Oh. Thank you for turning on the light. Because we are so pushed for time, spirits, I would just like to say it has been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for communicating with us. The investigation was slow to get off to... it was slow to get started this evening. But... you guys communicated with us and we are very grateful. We thank you for it, and we are very happy that you are happy for us to come back again. Yes, we are happy that you are happy for us to come back again, and we promise we will come back real soon. We will come back real soon. But until then, spirits, please take care and God bless, and we love yous, okay? Night. So we'll just take another wee walk around. You okay, Clodagh? Yes. We'll just take another wee walk around towards where the plague people were buried, just before we go, folks. I know the investigation, it was slow to get off the ground. The spirits around where we're going now, they were a little bit reluctant to speak with us earlier on, but when we came round to where the victims of the Great Hunger were buried, the spirits there felt more free to be able to communicate with us, and it was a good communication session. We did hear a few good words that came through. Myself and Clodagh heard them, you heard them at home as well. So it was a good spirit box session. Just before we go, because it is coming on 8:15, we'll just go round here quickly because we have to be back at the bus station for 9 o'clock. You're very welcome, Karen, but we have a couple of minutes to go yet. As long as we make it back to the bus station for 9 o'clock, we'll be fine. We have a couple of minutes to go yet, but you're very welcome, Karen, and thank you for thanking us. So we'll just go and we'll see the victims of the plague that are buried here. I suppose maybe they might not like us calling them victims. They might take offence to that. The people who died from the plague, if you just want to put the motion sensor light on top of the wee pole, Clodagh, and basically what we'll do, we'll just ask them one question, and if the light doesn't come on, the next time we come back, we'll not bother them. So just wait for that light to go off, guys. For some reason it's staying on, which makes me... oh, it's off now. It stayed on for longer than usual, so that was maybe a sign somebody was standing beside it. So guys, listen, I do apologise for coming here this evening and calling you victims of the plague. Some people don't like that word being used. We realise you did pass away from that terrible disease, and it was a hard time. Hey Lorraine. So, can I just ask, the next time myself and Clodagh come up here, well, are you okay for us coming back here? Can we have your permission to come back to this spot in the graveyard? Yes. Yes, well, thank you very much. Thank you so much. We realised earlier on, yes, we're maybe a bit worried about communicating with us, but we do promise that we are here with a lot of love and respect. So, and it's good that the next time we come down, we have your permission to come here and communicate. So that's all we want to ask this evening, spirits, because we do have to go back to where we came from. And if there's any spirits around us, we'd just like to say, and we don't mean any offence by this, but you do not have permission to follow us home. So thank you very much, spirits. When we come back, we will come round here and we promise to communicate with you. Thank you so much. Good night and God bless, guys. So spirit of who?
Don't just say that spirit of Randall in my head still.
Spirit of Randall. That could have been the spirit of Randall that lit up that light.
Yeah, he said the spirit of Randall here.
Yeah. Because Clodagh's only asking, after asking, was the spirit of Randall here? And the light came on. And the guy who's buried here is called Randall. So, we've time for a couple of more questions, Clodagh, if you want to ask a couple.
Yeah. Randall is your wife, Sarah?
I'll just keep the camera on the light.
So you died in 1819. Did you die of natural causes? Were you around the time of the famine? You don't want to talk? Do you want to talk, Randall?
Feel free, Randall. Feel free to communicate with us.
So you were 60 years of age when you died.
That's right, Lorraine. You'll be able to watch the replay when the stream ends. I'll be sharing it onto the page and the group as well. We got off to a bit of a slow start this evening, Lorraine, but we had a spirit box session around where the victims of the Great Hunger were buried. There's 800 of them throughout this graveyard.
Oh, your wife died on the same day as you.
Oh.
So you both died together.
I just have the camera pointing towards the light, guys, while Clodagh asks a few questions.
Did you have any children? Children erected by their children, I think.
Ah, yes, I see that, yeah. Erected by the children. He doesn't seem to be wanting to turn on the light anyway.
Must be gone. Are you gone, Randall?
Before we go, is there any spirits here would like to say anything to us or communicate with us? I know the people who passed away from the plague, they want to wait until the next time we come down. No, it doesn't look like a Karen. Maybe the next time we come down he will, because certainly he's buried beside the pen or the pit, and so it'll be a name that Clodagh and myself will remember when we come back.
There's Thomas here. Thomas in the distance.
Thomas, is it? My big torch, see if...
James.
James, is it?
Is James here?
If the light comes on, guys, I'll turn the camera back round. Just, Clodagh's just asking a few questions here.
The spirit of James here. The spirit of Thomas. Carrie, are you with us? James Cronin.
No. Anybody who would like to... Oh, I saw a movement up there. Hold on, I to get a screenshot. Just up the very... See when the back wall where the torch is shining. There was somebody walked across there to the right hand side. Somebody walked across, so I just got a screenshot in case we caught it. Holy shit. I'm not joking, you guys. Somebody, see where my torch is shining? Somebody walked from left to right. And it was a black figure. Just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Sorry, Clodagh, go ahead. So hopefully the next time we come back they'll be more than ready to communicate with us. How did you guys find the investigation this evening? Did you see that too, Sally? At least people will not be accusing me of being fake. Sally saw the figure as well.
They died together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seemed,
There's the grave of a husband and wife, guys, it seems, that died on the same day.
What were you going around that time?
When?
I've been telling your family.
18, it would have been around that time, yeah, I think.
Did you die in the famine? No?
You're very welcome, Karen, thank you.
Does anybody want to come through? No?
Before we go catch our bus, guys, anybody? No? Going once, going twice, gone. Guys, we will be back. Clodagh and myself will be back. It's been a great spot to come, and the people who are buried over here, thank you very much for saying that they will communicate with us when we come back the next time. And the next time we come back, guys, we will have more time. It's just we were very, very pushed for time this evening. You know, because our bus is at 9 o'clock. 20 minutes walking back to the bus station anyway. So I just want to give Clodagh a bit of a chance to try and communicate with a few of the spirits. I'll put this light back up here because what time was it? 25 past. For 35 minutes.
How long did it take us to get here?
I think we got in about 20 to 7, and we were here for about just after 7, about 25 minutes. But I suppose by the time we end the video and lock the place up, get down. So yeah, guys, we're going to have to shoot off. We're going to have to go. I was that excited about investigating this place because I wanted to investigate this place for so long. I got so excited, guys, and I took over the night and asked all the questions. And I want to apologise to Clodagh that she hardly got a word in edgeways. So we're going to go, folks. Huh? Well, she's hardly talking to me either. But we're going to go, guys. We're going to head on and get our bus. So thank you very, very much as usual for tuning in, and hopefully the people who took the screenshots send the screenshots to my inbox, and when I get back to Newry I'll start analysing them, and I'll let you know as usual. I'll let you know how I get on with the EVP as well. Now we are going to have an investigation next week. Where we're going to investigate, I don't know. We've had 2 this week. I think Team USA, they're having their first live investigation this weekend. So again, guys, wish them the best of luck. I'm really looking forward to that. So I'd probably do a live question and answer session on the group on Sunday night. So anybody who has any questions, please get your questions ready for Sunday night. And it will be around, 10 p.m. Either 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. I'll let you know anyway. And then we'll see you on the next investigation. I don't know where, but we'll definitely be somewhere next week. So until then, guys, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in. Good night and God bless, and take care. I'll chat to you soon.